Welcome back from the weekend. It was Juneteenth and a lot happened this weekend. I hit my head putting on my daggone Unterhose and it kind of hurts. My father-in-law is still in the hospital. I'm still in the transition of this new job. Got a whole lot of things going on in the background, folks. But guess what? I'm still sober through it all. Today's video is about a daily reflection that I read yesterday from Alcoholics Anonymous. Now, if that's not your thing, folks, that's okay, because there is lessons. There's lessons here in everything that we do. You ready to go? Let's get it. All right, guys, don't get wrapped around the axle, please, in the daily reflections. Because inside of those daily reflections is something that is valuable for each and every one of us. And this one is something that hit me yesterday, and it might do something for you now. So without any further ado, let's go. Such is the paradox of AA regeneration. Strength arising out of complete defeat and weakness. Don't run yet, because there's more here. The loss of one's old life as a condition for a new one. 1,000 Beatings by John Barleycorn, aka, guess what? Alcohol, did not encourage me to admit defeat. I believed it was my moral obligation to conquer my enemy friend. At my first meeting, I was blessed with a feeling that it was all right to admit defeat to a disease which had nothing to do with my moral fiber. I knew instinctively that I was in the presence of great love when I entered the doors. With no effort on my part, I became aware that to love myself, it was good and it was right as God had intended. My feelings set me free where my thoughts held me in bondage. I am grateful. Folks, there is a lot here, and there's a lot more in the daily reflections if you want to check them out on the link below. So look. There's a lot there, and a lot hit me yesterday because, you know, as in the beginning of this video, there's a lot going on in my life and there's a lot happening. And I can face all of those challenges and adversity without having to drink over them like I used to. There's a lot of folks out there right now who are stuck with the thought that, you know, it's not okay to accept that you don't have any control over your disease. It's not all right that you should love yourself. They think it's not okay. They think it's not okay for you to love yourself the correct way and to appreciate who you are. I think I just double said that, but you know what I mean? If so, do that thing. I had to give up all the things that I used to know in order to have the things I have today. I had to change all my old routines, my people, my places, my things, because all of those revolved around getting drunk, and all of those revolved around keeping me bottled, and on and on and on. And I know a lot of you are probably in the same cycle to where those people, places, and things not only are triggers, but they immediately take you back to the drink or back to the drug, because I mean, that's the hosted environment that we cultivated in order to stay that way. What this is saying, and my interpretation might be wrong, and if it is, just, you know, do that thing. Give it up. You have to let go of all that in order to find something different. Now, today, right? Today, if I were still living the way I lived before and dealing with my father-in-law being critically ill in the hospital and, you know, having to do things that I don't think that I feel comfortable with, but I'm going to do them anyway because I love him. You know, like cleaning him and, you know, brushing his hair and massaging his back and stuff like that. Now, that's not something we would wake up normally thinking this is what I'm going to do today. And to handle those feelings that come with watching somebody deteriorate in that manner that you love, to be able to deal with that and not drink over it, for that today, I'm truly grateful, because That's what I definitely would have done. Matter of fact, I never would have went to the hospital. And some of you can relate to that, because that would mean I would have to look at my own fragility and my own, what's the word I'm looking for? My own existence and my own expiration. Who wants to do that? But today I can do that without drinking, folks. And that's the beauty of it. To know that my feelings, being able to actually understand them, being able to actually digest the emotions that I'm feeling, because I've said that before, it's critical to my recovery and it's critical to my continued sobriety. Because in my old life, I didn't know how to deal with them, and I just knew how to run away from them, as I said in this last video. And if you haven't seen that why I drank for 23 years, that's right there. But if I didn't know how to do that, if I didn't know how to see if my feeling matches my action and vice versa, or the emotion that I get from it, then I would be in a worse place than I am now. And, cleaning up my father-in-law is not such a big task when I'm able to show that compassion and love to somebody else that I never would have in my old days. I don't want to go too far into a tangent on here, but I'm gonna leave you with this. My thoughts, what I just said, my thoughts will keep me in bondage. My feelings will set me free. So that's the opposite end of the spectrum. My thoughts, if I think today is going to be a crappy day, I immediately used to want to drink, because I knew that if I drank, then it wouldn't matter what the day was like, because I would be drunk anyway. But then that led to not being able to handle feelings, and that led to, self-harm, that led to definite relapses, that led to a whole lot of things that were no good. Going to places that I really shouldn't have been at, spending all the money in my bank account, and on and on and on, because I didn't know, because I would only take those thoughts and I would just run with them. They'd spiral, the downward spiral of negative thinking or negative thinking pattern or something like that. It would just escalate and snowball into something I feel like I can't control. And that always led to me drinking more. And like I said, when I learned how to deal with feelings and I learned how to channel emotions, life is a much better place today. And I gave up my old life and I gave up my old people, places, and things to be where I am today, folks. And that is a tip for you, because if you're new in sobriety, or if you're in your active alcoholism or addiction and you're trying to think, how the heck can I get out of this? Reach out to somebody, because I don't think you can do it alone. If you can, kudos to you. And I love you to the end, and I appreciate you either way. But if you feel like you need some help, reach out. There's some links below that you can use right now. And I always leave them there, because they're invaluable, and they're things that you can do right now if you think you're alone and suffering, and you can do it without anyone else knowing, if you want to remain anonymous. Folks, I got to go to work. This life is a garden, and please try to be a part of it and try to enjoy it, and know that you have a purpose in this world, and I appreciate you. Folks, I think I said that. Life's a garden. Have a very good day. Thank you to all you who have subscribed. I'll see you in the next one.